Dream Team's alright.
Oh yeah!
Alright, I coach Destroy. This is Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
This is Calvin.
Coach Calvin. 8-2s.
And well, it's been a massively frustrating couple of weeks in my opinion. If anyone has managed to dodge bullets, well done to you. You'd be on cloud 9. We actually talked to someone in tonight's episode about how they dodged bullets over the last couple of weeks. But boys, we better get around and see how we're going. Obviously, visually, it's pretty obvious how I went during the week.
Destroyed.
But how'd you go?
Oh, well, let's talk about you while you're up there at the moment. You've got the green vest on.
I wanted to avoid it.
You've got the green vest on. You scored pretty well. 22-31 was below par. What was par?
No, I got par.
You got par.
I just got par.
Yep.
Now, I got 22-31. I'm pretty happy with that, considering I feel like I was one of the unluckiest people in Australia playing Dream Team. Now, I'll quickly get this off my chest. I thought it was bloody ridiculous. Now, I was lucky last week. I had an emergency in every position. Right? I knew Goldstein was playing Friday night. Okay, so I was never going to use my ruck emergency. Okay. So I locked him in the other places. Then Marek pulled out, was rested, which sucked in.
He had a groin injury.
Yeah, he had a groin injury.
Soft cock.
We'll talk a bit more about that later, but he pulled out, which cost me Reddens 75, and it really cost me being up there with the the really respectable scores like you boys had. I managed to maintain my ranking with that.
See, that's impressive. Yeah, that's very good.
So I'll take it, but I'm vested again, a bit pissed off.
As you are.
Warn Dog, who are you going to?
The Warn Dogs. Well, the Warn Dogs didn't do too badly.
Yeah.
Oh, I top scored out of the three.
Shucks.
Well over par, and I'm now knocking on the door of the top 1,000. 1178 I am sitting at the moment, so I'm hoping this week.
Did you have Marek?
No, I didn't have
Another lucky break to the Warn Dog.
I've got Sam Jacobs there. You seen what he's done? Wow, nice work.
Oh, who'd he play?
Who's he play this week?
GWS.
Who's he play this week? Unlucky.
Who?
Unlucky in advance. Unlucky in advance.
Although, who did he play them last week?
Mumford and
so they had a tough game. Yeah.
Anyway,
alright, so that's my team. I'm alright. I'm happy with where I am. I'm coming strong, but that was until about an hour ago when the teams were released, and we'll talk about that later on. Calvinator.
Plugged away. Unlike Roy, I was a little bit lucky this week, and I had Marek out, if you want to count that as luck, and because I didn't have any back guys playing, so as far as emergencies go, I thought I might as well throw it on Redden, who was playing. Got lucky with my unluckiness of Marek being out, so I took Redden 75.
Typically, we're not going to select those rucks. So
it's sort of a bit of a lucky one to get away with on top of the bad luck. Good. Marek would have had a 120.
Good.
So it was a bit of a.
I didn't even mention that, did it? It was against Gold Coast.
Yeah, best of a bad situation. So knocking on the 1,000 as well, about 1,300. So it'd be great if all three of us.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
First time ever.
That's never happened. We've all had our time in the.
We have.
Yeah,
definitely.
Top 1,000.
Now we have had a few requests. People have wanted on our banner at the top where we show the green vest. Who's got that? Wanted a little bit of a tally of that.
Who wanted a tally of that?
Me? No. No, people have asked for it. I've had quite a few tweets about it.
A person.
Mum wanted to know. Now, she asked, and so what I did, I made a little graphic.
She asked?
Mum. Alright, we've got there. Calvinator is leading the way. Seven green vests out of us. Destroy. You should have 0, but being the golden child that you are, you're catching me.
Yep.
You're catching, so
I'm trying.
I don't know. This isn't something you want to win, mate. You're good at winning everything else, so yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
Got him! Patrick! 100 best!
I
think I have. Well done. I know.
Good work.
I got my hat trick. I've ticked that one off. I don't plan on getting it again now.
Alright, so they are the best.
No one asked for that stat.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Time for this, they did, really. Alright, and the gold stubby this week has been won by Andrew Carazzo. This was one of the closest.
Ever.
We had a close one last week or the week before. I can't remember when it was. massively, nothing between them.
One of those other weeks I had the green vest.
Probably. Yeah. This was, a 3-horse race, but 4th and 5th weren't far behind. Pretty much, we had Carazzo won it, so congratulations, mate, but you only just picked Ellis by 9 votes. 9 votes. A lot of people were pretty happy with Ellis scoring that when we've got this back
still
line.
Ellis.
Well, they do. He's not a bad person if you had him as your 8th defender for the year. He's been pretty well locked in that team.
Lids was amongst it too, I think.
And Lids, Lids was the 3rd best, and he wasn't far off at all. And I think he, for some people, we might hear about this later, had him as captain.
What?
Last week.
Yeah, what a great option.
Yeah, now that is the Golden Stubby. Make sure you vote for that. You can at Warnie DT all about that.
Yep.
On Sunday nights, and you can get your nominations in and do that.
It's a good idea.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I think it's getting a bit freaking.
It's not. It's freaking about 5 degrees.
This is bullshit. No way.
No, you can't take.
Yeah, I can.
We've got rules about this, mate.
3 weeks in a row.
Well, stop scoring the lowest.
No, if I'm still clearly ranked the highest, so that I should be immune from a hat trick of it. You guys with your taking in turns of little one-off weeks. Of going, well, no, I'm not. I warned it at the start. That was embarrassing. I went through the little jokes and that. But seriously, I can't afford to continue wearing it when
covering up your body.
Well, no, not my body, but my clothes.
Is that a picture of you?
His clothes.
It's not. It's one of my
It's like someone out of Resurrection or something.
Yeah. Well, so I'm not putting it back on. And if you really want to know why, check your Twitter.
Now?
No, you don't have to do it now. Do it throughout the show. But I'm not putting it back on. And I've got good reason.
Should I check it now?
Well, you can if you like.
We might check it while everybody's checking out this, which is a scoop, an exclusive. No one else got it. This is Elle. She won Dream Team last week. She won the round. It is women's round, as we know. Put it on. By the end of this show, by the end of this segment, it'll be on. All right. Check out this. Enjoy.
We know you boys get very excited when we get girls on the show, so we've got one for you here today because, of course, it is women's round. But if you think you're excited, just the fact we've got a woman, we've got the #1 woman in the world. This is a weekly winner, if you don't mind. Elle, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you going?
Yes, very well, thanks, because, well, we've got royalty here. Now, Elle, you have done what we can only dream about. What did you score this week and what was your secret?
I think that I scored 531 or something similar to that.
2531.
Yeah, 2531.
It's nasty.
Yeah, I think that I won by about 20 points really? In the end, yeah.
Who did you go captain? I think Calvin's captain said to go Boydie #1.
Boyd, would you?
Now, did you go Boyd?
I think I did. I don't really follow Calvin's captains, to be honest. Sorry to say, people out there. It's good to do your own research, and you are part of that research, but it's good to make your own decisions as well. So I went with Delidio, yeah.
Wow, and he got about a 140, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He actually smashed it.
Now, you know, I always think to win the round, you must have everyone go really well. Was that the case for you?
No, it wasn't the case. I actually had a few on the ground who got 60, 70, 80s. Like there was 3 or 4 of them. And I even had a 104 on the bench, so with Spur. So that's pretty huge.
Now, what about any big trades? So how many guns did you have on the bench? And did you say swap a Goddard to say a Birchall or something like that?
I actually had Bartel on the bench, which was huge for me because I always have Bartel.
So what about
on the
a Buddy?
Field. Yeah, I had a Buddy and a Goddard. Yeah, so that was pretty huge.
Oh my God!
I was actually worried about my position in the actual overall game because having 3 on the bench really scared me.
So is this a fluke? Have you pushed
It is a fluke. It
is a fluke. Have you ever got close to a massive score like this before?
No, not really. I've got 2-2 or 2-3. I've maybe nearly 2-4 before.
So you'd say everyone out there has a chance at some point
definitely
to be where you are today between Roy and Calvin talking about Dream Team insulting the Pirate.
Yeah. Everyone has that chance and it feels pretty good.
Now, what was it like at home? I know Forks, your fiancé, he's a very keen Dream Team up, very good at it as well.
Yeah.
Was there a little bit of tension? Was he acting happy, or
no,
what was that like?
He was really happy. Actually, he's probably more
it.
glorified than me. No, he was. He was.
Doubt it.
Because we talk a lot, and he's my one person I go to hugely. Like, I talk to people about it, and I even message a few people, but I will always go to Scott for decisions, and I think that he was pretty stoked.
I reckon it's absolutely amazing. One thing about your team that getting the weekly win that we just touched on, having Lee Spur on the bench for that 100, that means you could have been pushing, the 2.6. That fascinates me. Another thing, the 60, a couple of 60s on Friday night footy. If I cop a 60, I'm usually emo for the whole weekend because it's a write-off.
Yeah,
you don't have to be. It's bloody amazing. Yeah. Now, how are you going in your league, etc.?
I'm in 3. At the moment, I'm sitting second in 1, but in the others, I'm actually 4th and 6th. So I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks with a few big scores, I can win.
Yep.
In the Queechy League, I'm actually looking to win this week. I have to win.
Really?
Yeah.
Do or die.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it's against Bolts.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I need to reign there. That's how I feel.
You'll have him covered, and it's fair to say I wouldn't want to be coming up against...
No, the weekly champion.
No.
Yeah.
Just finally, any trades this week?
No trades this week. I'm going to sacrifice. I think I really want to get Murphy in, so I might get him when he comes down a bit next week.
Probably after next week, sweet. And who will your captain be? Obviously not whoever
not sure I should let that secret out.
Good call. I like it.
Because it'll come on the top 5, I reckon.
It will be in the top 5.
So I'll keep that one under
awesome.
Under wraps.
Thanks very much, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you very much there, Elle. You are a champion. Congratulations. The $500. That'd be nice to have.
Not enough.
Not enough. No, it's not. We talked about that. We think it used to be a grand. So good stuff. Hopefully you can go back to back, because this week it's one of those rounds, because it's a themed round.
Yeah.
You win that trip to the MCG to go to the corporate box. So she was a bit gutted that she didn't win this week. But good work, Elle. She loves a DT.
I liked her level of DT arrogance too. How she reeled off her score.
Yeah.
Doesn't mention too much.
Didn't have
So, absolute superstar.
Now, before we went to the interview, this was
it goes back on.
It was
hang on. The people watching live in the chat are saying, get it back on, it stays on.
Well, they're about to find out something, and I'm back on Roy's team.
What?
It doesn't have to go on Roy.
Thank you.
This is why. Archie have written a tweet.
I told you to check
it. At DT Talk. Let it be known that Archie Clothing will withdraw sponsorship if Roy stays in the green vest.
You don't like clothes?
They don't want him to cover up his top.
What? You don't like...
Hashtag got your back.
Good on you, boys.
How's the vest?
He's so not fair.
Well, thank you, Archie, and it's the right thing to do. Rank the highest.
Oh, of course. Yes, well, no, you're good. Thanks, Roy. Alrighty, let's get into the teams. Now, we're going to do this a little bit differently this week, because I think sometimes Calvin dribbles is rubbish through it way too much. So we're going to do this in a bit of a quick-fire way, and with the quick-fire way, it's let's look at the important things.
So you're doing them all?
I am.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go through every team individually. No, what we are going to do is whack up the teams that look like this. Now, the teams, these are the ins that are very important for us. Jordan Murdoch is in. He's in to play his 3rd game, so he's an interesting one there. Also, Tom Young, Paul Seidman, Kurt Tippett's back. This is the big one, though. Beau Waters, everybody's talking about this. 3 to 5 weeks. We will talk about this a lot more when we get into some issues of the round. Beau Waters, who's out 3 to 5 weeks, missed 1. Good on you, mate. Jake Spencer there makes his return to the Demons, and as well as James Magner. Moving along, Tommy Walsh is in with Brendan Goddard's finally back for us, and his mate Dustin Martin, who both missed the last 2 weeks, which hurts a bit. Even Marek Roy, he's back in. He must have got over that groin injury. He wasn't even listed as a test or anything on the website, so he's back. And Tommy Bug, along with John Giles, is back. John Giles, interesting one for a lot of people that are holding him, and it's been a topic of a lot of questions this week. Straight into the outs.
Wait.
What?
Take a breath.
Take a breath. we're pushing through this nice and quickly.
Sorry. Keep going.
Alan Christensen is out with a bit of a shoulder injury. Now, here's one that's going to hurt, or a couple that are going to hurt a lot of us in the back line. Marty Clark, Sam Shaw. There'd be a lot of people rolling with them, either on their ground or as their last two in as emergencies. So that could be a bit of a worry. Luke Brown hasn't hasn't stayed in, which could have been a nice defender mid option for us, along with Cody Stevens. He's having some time in the waffle. Aaron Hall has been dropped. He's an emergency there. Jared Redden dropped, and we didn't even see Renouf back in. That's an interesting one. Next one, we've got Pfeiffer. He's been dropped, along with Brian Hargrave. He's a bone of contention for some people, I reckon. Tory Dixon's got an adductor injury. Tom Derricks, another ruck that some people were thinking of. Jack Ziebel, he's been suspended, probably one of the worst suspensions of all time. And finally, Greg Broughton. Greg Broughton, what an absolute prick for a lot of us there. He's out with a back injury, and we can't forget about Juddy as well, who you shouldn't have if you're playing Dream Team, but he hasn't been that bad actually. But he's out for 4 weeks.
He had a pretty good Dream Team game last game.
He did, and so he went out with a bit of a bang and probably got on some people's radars maybe to pick up. All right, so moving along with those, here's some of the important things that we want to look at. So we've got fresh meat. We all love a bit of fresh meat. First gainers for this week, we've got Levi Casbolt, who's a 40, he's 104 grand, and Tom Bell, both Carlton players. He's a defender for 95 grand. Have a think about those. Obviously, we don't usually pick up these guys in their first week, but that's what we've got. GWS are unearthing 3 new blokes, as they like to do. That's an extended bench game, so we'll see what happens with them. On the bubble this week, the big ones there, Andrew McInnes from Carlton. He is in there for his third. Elliot Yell! We are up and about, excited about that, the Brisbane boy. And Cameron Sutcliffe. So he's still in that Fremantle side. I guess Broughton is out with back. I've got there in grey because he's not on the bubble, but Tom Couch, he made a pretty good debut for 70 points.
A lot of tackles.
If you were looking at getting someone in, I think he's actually the pick this week.
85k.
Yeah, he's the pick of the guys this week. So while he's not actually on the bubble, he is probably a guy to look at. How quick was that?
Bagley's a grey name as well, I reckon.
Oh, I probably should have put him in there, but I wasn't thinking well enough. That's
all right. You're under the pump.
He was.
He had 81.
Yeah. Oh God, he should have been in there in black.
Yeah. So he's a defender mid, and gosh, if you're looking for that link and it's working,
and especially if you're sitting there with a Marty Clark and a Sam Shaw, and you don't have someone to cover. Could be great cover, and definitely, like you said, could be that awesome little link that you could do. All right, so that's the teams, boys.
All right,
that's fantastic. The teams. That was a bit quicker. Did I talk too fast?
You did talk fast, and it was slightly boring. Yes.
No, I'll tell you what. The graphics were great. If you put a beat to it, it would have sounded like he was Eminem because he was pumping through it real quick, rapping it. Maybe we'll do that next week. Just get a.
And coming in this week, we've got Goddard. That would work. Alright, anyway, let's do something else. I want you to sing in pirate voices.
Last week, I'll tell you what, I changed my top 5.
I know.
Let me hear it.
Well played.
Boom, shakalaka.
Well played.
People go, Blight, you can't change your top 5. I can do whatever the bloody hell I want. Up until the first bounce on Friday night, I changed Swanee down the list, number 4, and I bumped up Boydie. Scored 131. It only gained you 15 points, but that's 15 points.
15 points is 15 points.
And Ablett, I also bumped up, and he scored a 128. Scotty Thompson was there as well. Not as good, but yeah, nice little change and well shuffled.
How did you go? You versus Els captains.
Oh, she went the lids, yeah. Oh, she's the weekly winner. A pirate can't beat a weekly winner, Roy.
Does she do a post?
I'm actually looking forward to it.
She should do a post.
I might send her a message.
Shut up, let's get moving. First one I'll talk about is Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd this week plays Carlton at Etihad. Now, his last 3 against Carlton, he's averaged 125. He had 119 on him last year. Plays at Etihad. He's going to be great. His form is very consistent. 131, 133, 132 in his last 3 games this year. Bloody rock solid. My concern is this. Last week, North Melbourne beat Carlton by 53 points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they only scored 200s. They only had 3 guys who scored 90 plus.
Yeah.
So how are these guys going to score these points against Carlton? I can't see it being a huge. I can't see many Bulldogs cashing in on these points.
I know.
Are North traditionally a real high drinking
Yeah, but
team
in the same game, they've got to look at it. So 3 Kangaroos got 90 plus.
Yeah.
8 Carlton guys got 90 plus. In a game, they got thumped in.
Yeah.
That is a big concern for me, and that's why he makes my number 2 this week.
Right, number 2.
Another guy we're going to look at is Ablett. Ablett will not feature.
Ablett.
He will not feature in my top 5 this week because he plays Brisbane
Nice picture.
at Metricon.
That looks fantastic.
And it's because of bloody Rainsy again. Rainsy tagged him early this year. He had 97. Last year, he went to him again when he was playing for Gold Coast. 106 and 84. He's averaged 96 on him. You can't do it.
No.
As good as he might be, you just can't do it.
He looked awesome last week.
He was awesome. But Reigns has his measure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who I've got on my eye on that game.
Who?
The Rock Wiz.
Oh, mate. Rocky does. Rocky
He's back
slips
for
in.
you.
Yep. Rocky slips in at my number 3. He's already played the Suns this year.
Yeah.
143 on him. His best score for the year.
Cha-ching!
Yes.
Wow. Green vest. I won't need any tweets getting me out of the green vest with the Rock Wiz going.
Number 1.
You love it.
On the pirate list, Dane Swan.
Yes, my
And I'll tell
favourite.
you why.
By a mile.
Listen to his last scores against Hawthorn. 102, 130, 122, 133, 119, 141. Now, you may say to me, Calvin, in round 1 this year, he had only 102. That's his lowest score in that whole bunch of scores we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
Plays at the MCG, where he's had 131 in his last 3 games there. You know, Collingwood are going to play like 7 straight games at the MCG. They are in a nasty patch where they just don't leave the MCG.
Pig is going to love that.
Yeah. So this week, the question is, why did he only have 102 in that first game? This is why. He still had his 31 disposals, 3 marks, no tackles. Not a single tackle.
Can you remember at the start of the year that was a real issue with his game? Until Buckley brought it up and he said, and then I think Swanee went bang with 6 or 7 tackles next week.
Yep, you know, the last few weeks, in the last 3 weeks in fact, Swanee has averaged 4 tackles a game and 5 marks.
Ooh.
It's basically 30 points on top of what he's going to get.
Wow.
So if he has his 30 touches, he's going to still knock up 130 based on what he's already been doing.
Yeah.
Last week, the Bulldogs played Hawthorn. Boyd, 37 touches.
If you don't mind.
In a team that got belted by 72. Boyd had 131. There are other major ball winners in Griffin, 112, and Daniel Cross, 114. As if the Pig is not going to be awesome this week. And one of the easiest weeks in picking my number 1.
Wow.
So your top 5 looks like this though, Calvin. You've got Swanee at 1, like you've said.
Yeah, Swanee at 1, Matty Boyd at 2, Rockcliffe at 3.
Destroyed. Loving it.
Very, very keen on, based on what the Bulldogs did last week. You've got to look at Dane Beams and Pendlebury, who had 117 last week after coming back from his injury. Going to be very bloody good.
Yeah.
And Beams, of course, has just been on fire. Didn't get tagged last week and knocked up a 130. Before that, he copped 2 big tags. So Hawthorn actually came out, and Brad Sewell set out during the week. What did Brad Sewell say during the week? Are you right? What's wrong?
I think it's the first time I've had all 5.
Arr, come here, Lee.
He's in it.
He's up and about.
During the week, Brad Sewell came out and said they're not actually going to be doing any tagging. So whether or not he can stick true to his word, that'll be very interesting.
I hope so.
He did tag Swan when he had those 102 last time. So either way, Swanee is a sure thing and an absolute guaranteed 130 plus this week.
Rightio. This gets us straight into looking at, how about we give away a prize? Let's have a competition. This is time for a meathead competition.
I love
Meathead, they have a $50 voucher for their shop for us this week, which is a nice little thing. So you can buy anything on their website this week.
I've got a little story about Meathead.
Do you? You've got one?
No, well...
Sorry, go for it.
Is this going to be cool?
No, not really. It's not. Oh, well, I've started now. After basketball training the other day, I was cruising home and I went by the shop, had my Meathead top on.
Yeah.
And the little lady behind the counter goes, meathead.com.au. Whoa, are you a meathead? She said, and I said, no, but it's a great shop for blokes.
Oh, yeah.
You go online, don't have to go in town. Oh, guys hate going into town.
Oh, do they?
Now, you'd think I scripted that, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, no, well, it's true. And,
because you used her voice.
Yeah, and so I gave him a little plug there.
Now, this is fitting that you were talking about a female and meathead because it is women's round.
It is.
Did you know that? Well, we've mentioned it a couple of times already. And we have a question for the meathead competition, which will flash up very shortly. If you've been following the website today, a fantastic article on there. You need to make sure that you've got at meathead_shop and at DT Talk in this, and be ready to answer this question. It is about to flash up, and we're about to say it as well. So, here's the question. Who was Annalee's best selection this year? You need to tell us which player that was, and we want to know who that was. So, out of the article that we had going on the website today, which a lot of people read, and a lot of people loved, it was fantastic. Some great humour there from the ladies.
Those girls were funny.
Bloody funny girls.
They were,
yeah, just quality DT players, weren't they?
They loved it. So let us know who that was, and we'll find out who the winner for this week is with a little bit of a refresh going through here.
Tell them,
and here's the first person. Wow, we get a lot of entries in this. This is amazing. I wish this was going to my Twitter. I'd feel good. The winner is Rahul. Go Sakes 18. He has won because he has told us that Zorko was her best pick this year, which a lot of us, I reckon, he'd be up there.
So what does Rahul need to do, dog?
He needs to...
It's a good win. It's a Simon Goodwin.
We'll follow that up. We'll give you a follow if we don't already. And you need to send us your email address. We are following a direct message on Twitter, and Calvinator will get that sorted very, very soon.
Sweet as.
Awesome. Good work. Thank you, Meathead, for that fantastic comp.
Now, Dog, we've got a new segment coming up.
Do we?
It's an absolute ripper. I've heard that...
Oh.
Yeah, it's really good. Destroyer's been in Paint Shop Pro all afternoon.
It is amazing.
Look, I'm a battler.
You're a fighter. It's pretty bloody sharp, I might say.
Rightio.
Get him going.
I don't know. We don't have a little intro for it. We're going to have to make something
that's
up.
The thing. I'm keeping a lid on it this week. It's just... It's basically...
Testing the waters.
It's some DT issues.
Okay.
It's some issues.
We're testing the waters.
Start me off.
How about we test the bow waters?
Bow waters. Well, bloody oath. Now, the deal with Bow, obviously, some people have been kissed on the you-know-what with Bow because they didn't have the trades to get rid of him last week, but everyone was given the information that it was a 4 to 6 week injury. So, realistically, he was maybe missing some DT finals. You had to get him out. He is now named again this week. It's lying, it's deceitful. I do not see the value in this. When, like on the websites and stuff, when they label approximately how many weeks it is, who is that for? I've always assumed it's for the fans.
Yep.
Is it to trick opposition? Is it a complete piss take? Are they all joking? Or what actually is it? I put that question to you.
I don't know.
I don't know this year.
I think it is for the fan, and therefore they put it on their website. They put it out there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
It's not to manipulate the plans of the other team. Surely not.
Well, I don't know. Is it last week? Oh no. We'll get to that one in a minute. So this topic will come back up.
Right.
Again.
So let's just go through it. So Bow Waters.
Yeah.
Will he actually play? Okay. Someone tweeted him. It's been 10 days or so since he's on. I've had many arthroscopes.
You've sat on this couch and told us about this.
I've had many, and I said I've known people who have kicked the footy the next day, depending on what they do, right? But I'll tell you, after 10 days, it is still bloody sore to touch. Someone has cut you, gone in with metal rods, moved shit around. I didn't get my stitches out for just up to 2 weeks. Now, they probably just had steroids. But it is still bloody sort of touch.
A point of difference
it's
here.
Cut.
He had the ultimate rehabilitation.
Yeah. Yes, Roy.
He came out on the gas and did God knows what to it, stumbling around pissed.
And you've fallen over before, and I've seen the biggest performance I've ever seen.
There is no
when
way.
you tripped over.
I doubt very much that he'll play.
Well,
yeah.
He's a tough unit. But no, the thing is though, he's a tough unit. So if they had to operate, they had to do something.
Yeah.
If they had to do something, that is not a 10-day break.
The other thing is this. Did he get on the flight to come over?
He did not get on the flight to Adelaide with his teammates.
With the team. Now, there's rumours going around, isn't it?
He's apparently an Adelaide boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and therefore he left early.
Maybe we should have researched that.
So we don't know whether he's there or not. But then again, I'm going to say this.
He'd go over to see his family, probably. I think late withdrawal.
If you've had an operation, well, whether it's on your knee, your head, your heart, I don't care. If you get in a plane within 7 to 10 days afterwards, you're going to get swelling. You're going to get, it's not going to be good when you land. I am going to be bloody amazed if he turns up to play. Therefore, it comes down to, why name him?
Because they do. They've withdrawn him late twice this year already, haven't they? Oh, once.
I'll be very surprised.
The week before, yeah.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'll start with you, Dog. What percentage chance are you going to give Beau Waters to play?
50-50.
Roy?
60-40.
10-90.
Wicked.
Will not play.
Listen to us. We're
one of my favourite
passionate.
players in the AFL.
We're very passionate. He's been probably one of our best picks this year. But we all jumped off him because of the information we were freaking given.
Why would West Coast, who are a finals team, risk by even trying to bring him back early? They wouldn't even bother.
Adelaide are favourites in the game, aren't they?
They are. And I put 50 on West Coast. Maybe a silly bet. But I heard Beau Waters was in.
All right, Roy. We need to look at another issue. Who do you want to look at now?
Do it.
Give me Broughton.
Gregory Broughton.
Greg Broughton, honestly. Surely the bone of everyone's contention that has him. It'd be a freaking laughing stock. It'd be great times for everyone that doesn't have him. He, through the middle of the season, was given a brilliant role. He was through the midfield. He was off half-back, scoring like a champion. That forward role, that forward tagging role that he's been given, I've never seen it, I've never seen it sap the confidence and ability out of someone. A role change, sapping that much ability out of someone. He now, if there's a loose ball even in the forward line, he fumbles up. He cannot even pick the ball up. The minute he gets freed up, like in the third quarter, he's back to normal Broughton. It's like he's comfortable running the other way. He's not comfortable doing what he's doing. He, I think he went up about 20 points in 2 or 3 minutes, but it only took one errant handball, and it was a pure reaction by Ross Lyon to just go, he's had enough, subbed him out.
So who's the dickhead here, Roy?
Ross more so than Broughton.
I would think so.
Yeah. However, so this has happened, and there's all this cloud about Broughton this week because bad roll, we know that. One stuff up, bang, he's off. Back injury. Missed training, back injury. Where's this back injury?
Was it okay, you're saying he was dropped, not a back injury?
I'm saying he was dropped.
Oh, Roy.
To have a think about it. Not even play Waffle. Have a week off and think about your game.
And start looking at a new club. That's what I'd do if I was Greg.
Yep.
Start looking for a new club that might give you a bit of respect. The club hasn't given him respect because he's played these roles in the last couple of years. And remember, we all go, oh shit, we'll never pick him again.
Yeah.
Yet we do.
Because then he gets a good role for a couple of weeks. He's the ultimate whipping boy.
He's still averaged 80. That's the thing. He's had all these awful weeks and he's still averaging 80.
Guess what? His average isn't going to change this week because he's not playing.
Now, Roy, I know I don't have Broughton, so I can sit back and sort of...
And laugh.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like you have.
But you're sitting back and laughing about something as well, aren't you, you dickhead?
Even Marek.
Right, this was absolutely unbelievable. This is the ultimate case of a team getting well ahead of themselves.
Sucked in, Richmond.
Anyone would think that Richmond were the 2011 Geelong.
Yep.
Oh, I can rest players in the lead up to
They've seen other teams do it and think they're cool enough to join in.
Oh, but hey, Derrick's was pretty good last week. He'll cover them. It's only the Gold Coast. Well, guess what, Tigers? No! You cannot afford... The reason you looked alright this year and there was a bit of hype is that, well, basically, Ivan Marek has a lot to do with it. You got him into your team. He was doing really well. Yep. You were getting a couple of wins, amazingly enough. You were a chance to not finish 9th and maybe the 8th, but you've rested him.
Now, Roy, I've got a feeling that the Tiger supporters have given Richmond a fair bit of stick. So what have they come out and said?
And well done, Richmond supporters, because if I was 50-50 whether to get a Richmond membership and things like that happen,
or put it in the microwave,
yeah, I'd be out. I'd be out if I was a member. Is it a card or a bit of paper?
Wouldn't matter.
I'd try to tear it, but
with roid rage, you'd be able to.
Now the thing is, I would not be interested, and I reckon, like you said, a few members, supporters have ripped into the club for this. So apparently now, Ivan's got a groin injury, and he's going to be nursed. Probably won't train the rest of the year.
Okay.
They just want him on the park.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So did they say that?
Did they name him on the injury list?
They didn't. They didn't cover those bases, did they?
No, they didn't. What was the motivation to make it a late withdrawal?
It was disgraceful.
It's what should be an easy win versus Gold Coast. So initially I was going to say, so what? Are you trying to, play mind games with the Gold Coast? Why would you? Because there's no chance to win. Or are they? Yes, they are there.
You got one back on them, didn't you?
Well,
you bet on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, now this really, I could have got double whammy. Yeah. I was in emo mode. Anyone that follows me on Twitter and didn't unfollow me through my negative and tweets, I know they did. I just went, right, what can I do? I'm in a fit of rage here. What's Gold Coast paying? $5.50. I'm just loading up on it because you can't make a bold move like that. And guess what? Carmichael
drop punt, I call him.
That was nice one.
Oh,
well done.
I like it. So yeah, there's my three.
But he's playing this week. But he's back. His groin must be okay.
Oh, he's back this week.
His groin's good.
Well done.
And they've dropped Derrick's.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Like he dropped that mark that would have saved the game.
Yeah.
Oh, good move, Tigers. Might get a membership.
All right, let's make things a little bit nicer. Alright, now that was actually probably one of the best segments we'll ever see. Roid Rage. He's calmed down a little bit now. Have a beer. Have a sit down. Alright, so Twitter time. We're going to have a bit of a look here and see what we have got. Let's answer some questions.
Okay.
Alright, the first one comes from Michael. He is Captain Fantasy.
Oh, he must know what he's talking about.
Why would he ask us questions then? I don't know. Alright, only a handful of trades. Is it better to trade in a gun mid over a ruck or a back? So his issue is that he's got McCarthy on his field in the midfield.
Yep.
All right, that Port Adelaide bloke that used to play for Collingwood. Yep. And he's got Clark and Giles. Now, Clark, this might force your hand, I reckon. What do you think about that, boys? Well, in general, would you try to get a better mid? Or would you try to get a better back?
I like to have the best mids you can possibly.
You're going to get more points.
Because they're worth,
And some of your mids can get out of 170 and consistently a 110 if you're getting a gun mid. But the dilemma you're in, mate, you've got to be looking at Marty Clark.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So normally, if Marty Clark was named, you'd probably bank him in for his 60 or whatever. And if you're going to upgrade him, if you could go big, he's going to smash that. But it might be a little upgrade, and you're probably not going to get a lot more. 20 points more. Whereas in a mid, McCarthy, I reckon you could actually be probably gaining 40 to 50 points if you can be upgrading there. So that's the best case scenario. However, Marty Clark is out, so he's your man. Giles at the moment, you're just going to have to stick with him. Brogan is out, he's been rested, so that's a good
Giles
thing.
Should be good this week.
Yeah, Giles should be good this week.
If you've got one of those rookies covering Clark like Darley or someone, then you go back to your mids and just go bang bang.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's covering a donut, you just got to cover it. But
alright, next question. Let's have a look at this one. This has come from Gary. Gary is frustrated by Hargrave and Broughton. He doesn't know which one to kick into touch. Alright. Moore is a Pratt as well. Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Can you rephrase that because Roy was talking to me?
Okay, so frustrated by Hargrave and Broughton, which one should he get rid of? Okay, Tim Moore's hurt him a bit because Tim Moore was rested last week. That's what we thought, but he's not back in this week either.
Really? So he's obviously carrying something minor because he's in there.
Yeah, definitely.
He's in there.
They need him.
Hargrave or Broughton for me has to be Hargrave because Broughton has a higher ceiling, more scoring potential. I think it's a pretty no-brainer, that one.
And they're both. Yeah, so that's what
they're both frustrating. But on his day, Broughton can get a better score than what Hargrave.
And if you're going to take the clubs on face value, which I don't know if we can keep doing that. But Broughton is out injured. Hargrave just cannot get into the best.
He is an emergency.
Yeah.
Nah. Tough.
I'm
How bad's Broughton's injury?
Well,
we didn't know anything about that until tonight.
Broughton is due for another role change. He's due to. He is. He does these in little patches. I'd get rid of Hargrave, keep Broughton. I reckon Broughton is going to be an awesome trump card in the finals.
Broughton changes roles more than Subway.
Alright, moving along to the next question. Alright, we have this one from Nick. He wants to know, he's got Cruiser and Giles as his second and third rucks. I have 3 trades left, but only $2,000 in the bank. Oh. What should I do? Alright, 3 trades left.
Ask for a loan.
Ask for a loan. Now, with the 3 trades left, obviously that means that you're needing to downgrade to be able to upgrade one of those guys.
Yep.
Personally, with 3 trades left, stick it out. Yep. Just work out who's going to have the easier opponent out of Giles and Giles and Cruiser.
Cruiser's out.
Is Cruiser out?
I think so.
I didn't write him down.
Didn't you?
Hang on.
He was definitely rumoured to be out.
We'll look at that later.
I think Cruiser's out and Giles wasn't back, was he?
Giles. Hang on. Let me quickly. Jeez. Giles is back. Yeah, Giles is in.
Giles is back. He's the number one ruckman. Giles is number one ruckman because Brogan is out. So Giles is a lock this week.
I should have written that down.
Well, I could be wrong, mate.
I should have.
Dog just gone through checking out where the Cruiser's there.
And Cruiser. He is out. Sorry. That's my bad.
I probably should have mentioned that.
I know.
No, he doesn't. He does a lot.
A lot of jobs.
Sorry. Cruiser is out, so you're just going to have to play Giles this week. It's a
You could be playing worse. I think Brogan's out as well.
Brogan's out, yeah.
Giles last time Brogan's out, I don't think Giles went that well, but you know what he can do.
End of the day,
I reckon he's a 70.
You do minimum. You do what you need to do.
Yeah.
If you're needing league wins, a lot of people try hard now and trade hard from here. That's an important thing. But 3 trades left. We're going to see a lot more carnage. So if you've got a guy playing, stick with it.
One he's got 100 potential too. So
he does, yeah.
Just put him on. Play Giles.
That's
it.
Hopefully Cruz is back, then you can start making some decisions. That's where you should go. Alright, they are our tweets, and that is the end of our show for this week. So, great episode, boys. Well played. If you watch this on replay, come and see us live. We'll answer some questions after the show as we do. So, thank you very much. Stick with DT Talk, our website, all through the week, and make sure you make all of the right decisions and don't end up with a green vest.
Oh, he's not going to wear it anyway, even bloody
I will for the start.
Will you wear it next week?
Yeah, for the start of the episode.
If I get it, do I have to wear it next week? Just for the start?
Depends if you've got a clothing sponsor.
I think Roy's got an actual modelling contract with that.
I might go and get one from Nike or some shit.
Yeah, well, go for it.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you soon.
It's out.